the scoliosis began?
Well, I was born with scoliosis, and I never knew I had a crooked back until at age 24. I put my bikini on, and a relative of mine had said that she noticed my back was crooked. It was very depressing to find that I had a back like that, and it explained a lot of things. Like, for instance, when my sister used to sew dresses for me, she'd say, "Stand up straight," and to hem my dress, the length of my dresses. And I would wonder why she would say that, because I would say to her, "I am standing straight," and found that it was because of scoliosis that the length of my dresses hung crooked, you know. So I went to the spinal specialist, and I go there every year now for a yearly examination, so they can keep it on records to see how far it has curved, you know. I had no pain, no symptoms that my back was crooked at all, except that it was physical. With clothing, with fashion, I had to dress according to my figure, so to say. But it was okay. I got used to it, because it's a matter of what suited me most and what suited my curvature most. So it was no problem. I used to sew all my own clothes and crochet them, and to fit my figure, because sometimes it was very hard buying off the rack, because it still had to be altered, you know, especially the length. But otherwise it was not a big thing for me, you know, to undergo that in my life so far. But it's only when I started getting pains, it was in about 2019 when I was in pain, and I could hardly walk a block, and the pain was on the waist, and it might have been you know, a pain that was referred to the spine, who knows. That it was so hard, I could hardly walk. So I went back to the specialist, and he told me that maybe I should have have an x-ray and just have that ready for an operation in case, because he suggested he may have to fuse my spine if need be. But he wanted to see the MRI, the detailed MRI on it first. So he took the MRI and discovered there was a difference of 9 degrees. So what he suggested was that I didn't have another option but to go in and have my spine fused. But Doug thought there should be another option I had. So he researched it, and on the internet he found the Scoli Clinic. And I had called the Scoli Clinic, funny enough, in 2014 when I initially discovered it, and they did not take anyone of my age, which I was, you know, over 50. And so he persisted. I phoned the Scoli Clinic again and speak to Andrea Mendoza, and as a result, she advised us to go in and talk to them and have a consultation, and see the trained physiotherapists, who will then put me on a course of 10 to 12 classes, and to then consider after that, as a result of that, how I'd feel, and we'd have a consultation after that. Well, I was determined that if there's an alternative measure rather than the operation, to go for that instead. So I was encouraged by that. And during that time, when I went to one of the physiotherapists, it was a one-to-one basis, which I was so impressed with the clinic, because my figure is so different from everybody's figure and curve that it would cater to just, the trained person telling me exactly what to do and which side to emphasize. So even going to a normal physio, that didn't help me at all, because they didn't understand my curvature, And with the clinic, they had the MRI, they had the doctor's report, and they helped me exercise according to, or relevant to my curve, which helped me a lot. And the spinal specialist had said that it was a good thing that the main artery of my spine was wide enough so that if there was any bending, it could cope with, with not pinching the nerve. But I really think it's a matter of strengthening the muscles around the curvature of the spine to help one so-called straighten it as much as possible. Every night, basically, I do the wall ladder and the exercises with TSC Connect. I do either 10 or 15 minutes of that, and then I do a session or 2 or even 3 maybe, at least 15 minutes of it, of what I've learned from the physio who trained me. And I found now that I can walk quite a few blocks, as comparing to before. And the pain has disappeared. And in fact, I used to get dizzy spells before too, and they have completely left. I don't have them anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what is one thing you'd like to tell someone at the beginning of their scoliosis journey?
I would advise them, first of all, to learn about his or her curvature and go to the Scoli clinic and ask them to devise a plan for your curve. And just attend their sessions, and thereafter a maintenance course afterwards. And then to persevere, think positive, and just devote at least your daily time, at least 30 minutes, towards an exercise, and let it be part of your routine. That's what I would advise.